Hey, welcome back to Bearcat Buzz here on WSVC Radio. I'm your newer host, WSVC Station Manager Matt Boyer, and joining me tonight as a special guest host filling in the other seat tonight is our Assistant Station Manager, Jacob Bacasa.
Hello. Good to be here.
Jake, we're great to have you here. I know that you and I work greatly when it comes to unearthing the unknown, but we're great to have you here to talk about some of the latest buzz going on around campus. So
it's a different format, and I'm a lot more interested in how it goes because I'm really emotive on camera. So
yeah.
It'll be easier just to focus on having to just talk instead of just being expressive and looking at you in the camera. So.
Right. Yeah, no, it's kind of a different feel, but we're happy that you could be a guest host for this episode. Yeah. We are going to try and finally get somebody to fill in the seat more permanently, but from time to time, whether I have something else going on or if our other host has something going on, we will definitely be having guest hosts come in.
Of course. I mean, if we need to have the seat filled. Yeah.
So, it was Thanksgiving, so we just got back from break. Everybody's just coming back onto campus right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's finals week, so that's that's the big buzz. Is we're right now... that's the big buzz, because it's quote-unquote reading week or reading days. I forget exactly what it's called, but really...
Have we called them that?
So that's what it was called, but what it is really, it used to be that's the time that you would really take to read and study and everything before that.
Yeah, because finals week is technically next week, but it crosses over.
But they pretty much cut out that actual week of just being able to have the time to study and prepare or, write all of your essays and everything.
Of course.
And they just decided to add another week of classes. So it's technically still called reading week or something like that. Because it's the preparation week. It's the preparation week into it, but most people are still having that final class this week.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Even though that back in the day it would have been last week, right before Thanksgiving break, which Thanksgiving was late this year, because technically there would be 2 weeks and then finals week. So it would be that your final class would have been that first week before the reading week, because you wouldn't have any classes then and then go to your finals, but oh well. We're now in that small stretch of time in between Thanksgiving break and Christmas break, because we're only here for a total of 9 business days.
Plus
the weekend. Because the last finals happen on Thursday the 11th, so next Thursday. And, for me, I know I'm going home on Wednesday. My last final is Wednesday from 11 to 1, and then I'm out of here. I'm going to go enjoy my long break. I don't know about you.
I could do the same thing, actually. I didn't think about that until now, because I thought it was Friday. Because of documentary, but I was wrong.
Yeah, our class together,
I'm not going to go into detail about that, but I thought it was on Friday. Yeah.
Well, you know what? I think that we can, because it is kind of nice as we are here for WSVC Radio to say that, as a side note, which we will probably upload onto our pages, you and I are working on a documentary about the history and founding of WSVC for documentary production with Mr. David Saffin. Mm-hmm. So, that this is kind of
boy, what a story that was getting up to that point. But we're not going to go.
You guys don't want to know.
We're not going to go into that because we'd be here for literally hours. Oh
yeah. No, but it's just kind of nice because this is a little advertisement then for us to kind of say, hey, go check out the documentary. we'll maybe tag it onto our pages, Instagram, Spotify. So when you first come onto our YouTube page, instead of it just being all the videos, that would be the first thing that comes up. That'd be a neat idea.
Give me access to the YouTube page. I'll format it because I know how to do that. I have YouTube pages myself.
Yeah. We'll work with it. We'll work with it. Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, let's actually get into because it is finals week and everything, that's kind of taking the focus off of campus from everything else going on.
Focus on campus, you mean?
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, focus off of everything with campus life.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Because everybody's now in the book, so there's not as much activity going on outside of the classroom. That's probably a better way than off of campus. Outside of the classroom.
Good. Because I was trying to put I wanted to clarify what we.
Yeah. So first things first is, as always with getting into finals week, a lot of parents are going to be sending their students their finals care packages. They'll have a bunch of good treats and a couple drinks, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. Those are good for those all-nighters that you might have to pull, whether that's in the library or your room. I know, frankly, it never was helpful to me because there were no Keurig cups, and during finals week, I'm usually having my Keurig nonstop brewing 24 hours a day. I mean, that tells you something. It's always ready to go. Yeah. But those can be picked up in Jody Marsh's office, which is located in the Academic Affairs offices on the second floor of Headmasters Hall. So just in case those who don't know where Headmasters is, it's that building just to the left of Placid. So if you're in the post office, take the stairwell up to the second floor there. And then when you're there on the landing, there's the 2 doors. Take the one on your right, go through the door there, kind of like midway down the hallway, and you'll go into the offices. Jody's is in there.
Is there like a diagonal strip of glass and like a door that leads outside to like a loading zone?
Yeah, so you don't go into that area, and you don't go to that classroom. It's before that classroom is where Jody's office is, along with the rest of Academic Affairs.
I'm trying to picture it because
So
could you see it like in that?
Like you can see the monastery from it because there is that diagonal doorway out to the loading dock, and there's that one classroom there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, her office.
I think you can see that from the cafeteria if like you go in there and there's.
Yeah. See, Jody and Dr. Winters, who's the vice president of academic affairs, the assistant vice president of academic affairs, their offices are right before that. So definitely go and pick those up if you are getting one. How you know if you got one or not is check your mailbox starting tomorrow, Monday, and what you can do is if you have a little green slip of paper in there saying, there's one waiting for you, it usually has a nice little message.
You got mail.
Yeah, there's usually like a nice little message from your parents or whoever decided to send it to you. I know my parents usually get one for me. In fact, I checked my mail when I first got back on campus today because I was waiting a few other things. I'll have to grab my packages tomorrow, but I had the little green slip there, so that's one thing.
They already had those ins.
They were probably put in over break. Just so this way they would be ready to go when everybody gets back on campus.
Yeah, I'm new to all this.
Right.
Not that my parents didn't give me anything, but it's more or less like I'd never went through the system. So
right,
it's like...
Right. But yeah, let's get into a little bit more. So first things first, tomorrow the men's basketball game is away at Westminster for a basketball game, but they are actually going to be back here on December 7th on that Saturday, and there's actually going to be a doubleheader that day. There's going to be the men's game, and then there's the women's game, and that's going to be against Geneva College. So for the women's basketball game, that starts at 4 p.m. in the Cary gym, and then the men's will be playing at 6. And, of course, WSVC, we will be there to give you your sportscasting comments. Colt Easterling and our team of sportscasters, they'll be doing full commentary for both games. With that, however, there is actually a Christmas in Cary event for all of athletics that's happening down in the Cary Lounge pre-game to the women's basketball game, and we're going to be there too.
We'll be doing music for that.
Yeah, we'll be doing music and possibly a few interviews with some of the athletes and coaches.
Yeah, so I'll say as well, I hope you like Mariah Carey, because we're probably going to be finding some Christmas music, and that may or may not appear. But who knows? We may not. I'm just saying that just because.
Okay, I'm making the station. Oh no! See, okay, you're only assistant station manager, buddy. I'm a station manager, and I am going to say no. You do not get aim. I've had to listen to Mariah Carey probably already 30 times since Halloween.
I'm saying funny ha-has. I'm saying funny ha-has. It's not true. Yeah. I'm triggering all the people who hate Mariah Carey.
That song is so overused.
Yeah, clearly I've triggered you just by like this little.
Well, yeah, when you see that's the only thing that you ever see hitting Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat. It's on everything as soon as November 1st hits because they just don't want to care whatsoever about Thanksgiving or November. Oh nope, right away we got to move into Christmas. Personally, for me, I don't know about you, and you can talk a little bit about your traditions here. With me and my family, we say that Christmas does not begin until Santa Claus arrives at Macy's department store on 34th Street around noon on Thanksgiving Day. That officially opens up, and that was supposed to be the official opening of the Christmas season for all of your businesses and stores and stuff like that. So we still say no Christmas or anything until after Thanksgiving is over, or at least noon.
That seems... I've always had this thought. That seems cheap, though. Bring Santa Claus in early, even though he's supposed to come during Christmas Eve and Christmas morning. Like, Christmas begins just when December begins.
Well, yeah.
Me. Like, I'm not going to look at like, oh, Santa. Like,
I'm gonna bet you $5 that when you were little, your parents took you to see a mall Santa, and it was probably like late November.
I don't remember. I didn't care. Anytime I was there, I freaked out because, oh my God,
You were scared of Santa?
Yes.
Wow.
Because I was getting put I was like, as a stranger's lap, and it's like, yeah, like, I could understand it and everything, but like, it was not fun.
Yeah. All right, let's get back here. So, going off of sports, we will get back a little bit more because the Geneva game and Christmas in Cary isn't until Saturday the 7th. There are a few other things that are going on before that we need to talk about. December 4th, so that is this upcoming Wednesday, APB is doing their final bingo of the semester, their Christmas bingo.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if you've ever been to one of them. I've been to a lot of them because a lot of the people who are on APB's leadership.
I participated in the one bingo where I didn't play really. I helped out a friend of mine who was there, but
okay.
I went to the Halloween one because you could dress up, and I just wanted an excuse to dress up in a costume.
What did you dress up as?
I was Link from The Legend of Zelda.
Okay. See, I usually go to a lot of them because I'm friends with all of those who are on the leadership team for APB, and I also used to be on APB committee, so I go to them. Plus, they're a lot of fun. And honestly, when you look at all the events, besides for like The Voice, their bingos are some of the top favorite things.
That's what
where you find so much attendance.
I was just about to say that because it's incredible to me. Like, because I'm not really I don't play bingos. That's why I don't go. It's nothing against the APB people. Like, I'm just not.
You're just not a fan of the game.
Oh no, but like. When I went there and like when I've passed by there, like the times I've gone out of my
There's
room,
nowhere to sit.
There's no
people are on the floor sitting and playing bingo because there is no chairs, no couches.
That's what I did when I went there for the Halloween one. I'm impressed that like wow, people from like I'm surprised people from our generation still find bingo because like.
So here's actually a neat little thing with the bingos. I can't remember if it was this year or last year, but it was the back to school bingo, if I remember correctly. I think this was last year's back-to-school bingo, so this would have been last fall semester. There were so many people, not just were there people sitting on the floor, and every single couch, table, chair, all of those, including all the plastic chairs, were filled. But there were even some guys who went over and took some of the couches out of the athletic trainer's office, like some of the beds there, and moved them out and sat on those. Kudos to them for literally going over there and doing that just to have a place to sit.
They're desperate to play bingo and get a prize.
And they got some great prizes that they've given out in the past.
They did get some good prizes. Like I saw those again for the Halloween.
They've given out like a tablet before. They've given out.
A Polaroid I think was one of the raffles in the library. Never mind.
Yeah. Well, they have always Lego sets, which even though that I'm 22 years old, still love Legos. That was my childhood, and still pretty much defines this generation. So that's always a big thing. And I will actually say it took me 4 years, but a couple weeks ago, I don't remember exactly which bingo it was. I think it was like late October or early November. They did a bingo, and it was the first time out of 4 years I finally won bingo here. I was so happy because I had never won any of the raffle tickets or anything, and then I won bingo. I was like, oh yeah.
My friend won both a bingo and the raffle. We
Yeah.
split the raffle because, I didn't win the bingo. But like, she didn't want some of the stuff that was in the raffle, so I was just like, oh, well, I'll take some.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So, yeah, that is December 4th. That should be at 9:30 in the Cary Center. APB will definitely be posting that on their Instagram and getting the word out there.
Good old bingo.
You know it. The other big thing is December 6th is Campus Ministry's last Festival of Praise, which will take place in the student chapel from 7 to 9, and those are always well attended. So for those who
don't know,
who don't really know, Festival of Praise is a great time to join the majority of your fellow students here on campus. And what happens is, I'm pulling this up here just to make sure that I have this right here. Yeah, exalt my soul. So that seems to have been the entire general idea of this semester for Festival of Praises is exalt, to get together with the rest of campus. And
are there like themes? Because the way
it sounds like there's usually some kind of message with each one. I've not attended one, so I cannot say for sure exactly how it all works. But from what I've really been able to say is that there seems to be some kind of different theme, either with the festival each month or with the semester, trying to get some kind of message across. And this isn't just open for anybody who's Roman Catholic. This is open to whether you are Catholic, whether you are Byzantine, whether you're Protestant, anything like that. This is just time to come together to celebrate in faith and to praise Jesus and spend that time with everybody in communal faith. So it's always very well attended. When I walk by, I see how packed they are.
Now that you say that, I think I remember going to the Shack once, like last year, and they were all coming out and there were donuts, and like I think they were even offering to like anyone who hadn't been, like anyone who was just in the Carey Center by the Shack at the time. They were like, "Hey, you want a donut?"
Well, I will say this: Father Max, whether he knows you or not, he tries to get everyone in there. So kudos to him for being so passionate about this. I mean, he's. Let me put it this way. I know you don't know Father Max as well as I do, since I worked with him for so long.
I've seen him around. Yeah. I know generally, like, the way you speak. Like, he's a guy who's, like,
he's a great person. Yeah. But for those who do know Father Max, whether just in general or not, I mean, everybody knows they've seen him at one point or another with the cowboy hat on, and even when you look at his office a little bit, if he wouldn't have become a priest and in a different century, he would have been a cowboy. So, of course, he loves the show Yellowstone. And I will say Father Max is probably more passionate about Festival of Praise than he is Yellowstone. And that is saying something. So he's going to try and get everybody there. If you are in the vicinity of the Carey Center and he sees you, he's going to try and get you to go into Festival of Praise. At least for 5 minutes to see what it's like.
Is it like a mass, or is it just like a...
So, no, what happens is there's different songs. They have a few people come up and talk about some kind of experience they may have had, and there are a couple ways that they try and intertwine it with different scripture readings and with the teachings of Christ. There is also adoration and benediction, so they do expose the Blessed Sacrament, so you do have that time to be there with Christ Jesus in person, just to spend some silent meditation with him. But yeah, again, I went there for like 5 minutes. Father Max pulled me into the student chapel last year, but I had to tell him, "Father, I'm sorry, I have to leave," because I was on my way home I can't remember if it was my birthday or when I was getting my 4th degree with the Knights of Columbus, but it was one of those two things. So, as you know, it's a 3-hour drive for me, so I couldn't stay, and there was a storm that night. Yeah, but I went there, and it's interesting.
That sounds like the night that donuts were. I don't know.
Yeah, the Knights of Columbus also do donuts sometimes after mass, but yeah, they usually there's sometimes like a little snack or something afterwards. Yeah. But for those who are interested, either whether you go to Festival of Praise on a regular basis or want to check out to see what it is, definitely I encourage you go at least once, whether it's for 5 minutes or for the whole 2 hours, anything like that.
This will be December 6th from 7 to 9, as a reminder.
Yep. So as of that, that's pretty much what's happening throughout the week. But there are a few neat things that are happening this upcoming weekend. And since we are broadcasting on...
aside from the game on the 7th?
Yeah. So games on the 7th. With that, there is... so Christmas and Carey, along with the 2 games, that will be this weekend.
Right. The Christmas and Carey is on the...
Christmas and Carey is before the games. Right, so those are both on Saturday. And then on December 8th, so why we're advertising this now is because we were on break, we couldn't record yesterday on Saturday when we usually would record Bearcat Buzz. We're recording. We're recording Sunday, so this is going to be this is last minute trying to record and get up there.
Yeah.
So a week from today, December 8th, the barista is doing a free lava bar at 11 a.m. until they are out. So that will be coffee, tea, like hot chocolates, that kind of stuff.
Cool.
So it's for study sesh for those who are preparing, taking the weekend to really harden down on studying, preparing for final exams, writing papers, that kind of stuff.
So it's like a hot drink bar, so to speak?
It's pretty much free barista drinks. Okay. Yeah, like some kind of hot drink or something.
Okay, because like lava bar...
Caffeine.
That makes me think like lava bar. Okay, so it has to be like hot because like lava's hot, obviously.
When I first saw that, I didn't read the posters that they put up. I just saw lava bar, and right away I'm thinking, well, barista lava bar. Are they going to have the chocolate molten lava cakes or something?
That's what I thought. Honestly, like the chocolate lava cake.
Exactly. But along with that...
Or that would just eat like a chunk of obsidian, but that's besides the point.
So speaking of study breaks with free things here on campus...
Oh, are we talking about food for thought?
We are talking about food for thought. This is something that I think everybody absolutely adores and looks forward to. It's sponsored by the Student Government Association, where they work with dining services. Now, I'm a member of the Senate. You were at the meeting with me.
I was at a meeting for them.
Yeah, we were there to...
very lovely people, I might add.
Oh, yeah, the Senate's great.
Oh, yeah.
I've loved my 4 years with them. But with that, so December, 7th, 8th, and 9th, I believe. That's Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. In the evening, I can't remember if it's 8 or 9 o'clock, but I know that it goes till like 11.
It was, it was like pretty late. I think it was like 8 or 9, yeah. Yeah,
it's after they close down the cafeteria for dinner, which always happens around 7:30 now. So I'm guessing that it'll open up around 9.
Okay, I was gonna say maybe like 8:30, but like 9.
Yeah, 8:30, 9 o'clock. I think
conservative estimate.
But they will be opening up the caf. You don't have to use a meal swipe or anything. You are welcome just to go in, and it is free snacks. The soda fountain is online.
Do we have a menu?
So they should be coming out with one. I don't have one right now. However, in previous Senate meetings, this was actually a big thing where we were talking about all kinds of new ideas on what they should have.
They mentioned this.
Yeah. So I know that some stuff, one night, of course, there will be dino nuggets. Because we were So we were actually... Well, I can't... They should be dino nuggets, but they might just end up with regular chicken nuggets. However, there was a huge debate with the Senate a few weeks ago on whether or not we should have the boneless wings. They usually have barbecue and like a...
the Wingstop wings or whatever they are?
Well, they were just boneless wings.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they would
have... reminded me of Wingstop. I wasn't sure they were from...
So they'd have boneless wings, and they'd usually have like a barbecue and then a hot or a buffalo.
They had like garlic parmesan.
Yeah, they've had different ones.
Flavors.
They had like 4 different kinds.
Yeah.
So there was debate whether or not we have those or if we have chicken nuggets, and the Senate, in a pretty unanimous vote, said, "Oh yeah, we want the chicken nuggets rather than the boneless chicken wings."
What? Okay, I'm gonna go.
But time out.
Okay.
Just think about this.
I'm gonna hear you out.
Think of yourself as the typical general college student. Okay, would you rather have boneless wings or dino nuggets?
As the general college student, I have to, like, I mean...
It's gonna be the dino nuggets.
Yes, but, like, even then, like...
Yeah.
I gotta go, like...
See, I like the barbecue wings, but you know what? They'll have all the dipping sauces there, so you still can get, like, a honey mustard or barbecue or something like that.
That just feels like a sin to throw, like, that sort of sauce on, like, chicken nuggets.
Well, nevertheless, on top of just the chicken nuggets, I don't know if they will. You know, Jake Devlin, the executive president of the SJ, he was saying that they liked all the ideas. Mm-hmm. So there was ideas of having fruit and a few veggies. There was talk about...
They did have those last year.
There was talking about maybe having 1 or 2 pizzas for it.
Oh.
Definitely the mozzarella sticks and the onion rings will be back. And there's going to be a whole lot more than usual.
Really?
Yeah. There's going to be a whole lot more of options than there were in the past, which I think that's a great thing. Yeah. I mean, I won't say how much, but Jake knows this as well because you were at that meeting. They're putting a lot of money, the SGA, towards food for thought.
Yeah.
I mean,
keep the expenses private because like that's not our business or anything. But like they
it's a lot of money that they took out of the budget. To put straight forward to food for thought.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of great stuff, but 3 nights, I know that they'll always have cookies and kind of stuff like that as well. So you can go in there.
God, I'm getting hungry, dude.
I know, I'm sorry.
We were talking about wings, now I want wings.
You know what, after this, you and I can maybe make a quick race over to Sheetz, do a Sheetz run. Just for this.
I don't trust Sheetz with that. That's besides the point. We'll get back on topic.
You better not say that you're a Wawa fan. Sheetz is superior.
No, Sheetz is obviously superior. I want to get wings from Sheetz, but Sheetz has good food. I can't deny that.
No. So yeah, they'll have a lot of great stuff there. So that, if my memory does serve me correct, will be Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And yeah, 2 hours. You can either take your stuff in there and go work a little bit, but frankly, it's supposed to be a time where you get out of the study rooms of the library, get out of your dorm room, just go there, enjoy
have
an hour.
fun.
Yeah, have fun with some friends, just to BS, kind of just relax, take a break from everything before you go back and start hitting the books and pulling all-nighters.
That was a fun time from the times I've gone there.
I've always enjoyed it, and the other nice thing is you are more than welcome to have as much as you want while you're there, and then even take as much as you want back. Oh, I usually do that where I'll eat for a little bit and hang out with some friends, and then I'll go up, grab another plate of stuff, and then I'll just walk out and take it back to my room so I can still have some stuff to munch on while I'm back hitting the papers or whatever I'm doing.
That's nice. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. But with that, those are pretty much what we have for this week on everything going on.
Everything going around campus.
Yeah. We will be back, Bearcat Buzz, for next Sunday with an episode. However, we may not be. It all depends on how much there is going on because, frankly...
Well, because like next week, it's finals. And
it's a 4-day week. There's nothing going on, really.
Yeah.
Because everybody's in that final phase.
Like, no classes are going on unless you have to go in for like a presentation or something like that.
Then you know what? Just because of that, I'm going to make that decision right now. Even though we are recording, let's not do one next week. Just because. Well, I mean,
hey, everyone who's watching will hey, don't.
These are pretty much everything that's happening up from now until the end of the semester.
There's not going to be any games because when you host games.
Yeah, no. See, after December 7th, there are a few different basketball games that are going on. Men's volleyball won't start until just after we get back from winter break.
In that January.
Right, yeah. I'm looking here at the schedule. Wrestling will have one event that will be on December 20th. Women's basketball, they have stuff going on the 19th, the 29th, the 30th. Men's basketball will have a game on the 15th and on the 30th. So, they are... I'm trying to take a look here. Here's another thing, just because I know that you're a former member here. Men's and women's swimming will be at Washington and Jefferson on December 7th at 1
p.m. Go
to
W&J.
Yeah. But I'm also looking I'm sorry. Frankly, I don't want to talk too much on sports because that's definitely for Colt Easterling and Andrew Lukuski with Inside the Den to be talking about.
Yeah.
But just also say, indoor track and field does have a Youngstown State Icebreaker meet on December 6th, so that will
it's
be happening that Friday.
We won't go into detail about it, but it's a campus event.
Yeah, that's more for Colt and Andrew to give a little bit more detail on and definitely to hype up on their show.
We're just letting you know about it.
Yeah. Well, it's buzz. It's buzz from around campus.
Yeah, we're just letting you in on the news, you lovely viewers out there. And then
I also know, I don't have an exact date, but if it hasn't happened already, it should be definitely happening soon, that the Education Department will be doing their annual SVC Wraps event, where the Ed Department goes off and buys a bunch of...
And raps for you.
Well, they don't actually rap.
They get on the mics and they rap for you.
No, they don't. No, don't listen to him.
No, I'm trustworthy. You can trust me.
No. No, they go off and they buy a bunch of presents for kids who can't afford Christmas, and then they go down to the Winnie Palmer barn and wrap the presents in all kinds of gift wrapping paper and stuff like that. So best of luck to the Ed Department on that. You guys always do such a great job, and it's such a wonderful thing.
Yeah, on a serious note, that is actually a very nice service.
That's always a nice thing. Yeah. And it goes along with the Benedictine hospitality that we're supposed to be showing here with St. Vincent College. But definitely, so since we won't be back next Sunday just because of really no buzz going on around campus, we will be back in the new year. Definitely we will try and have a...
It's so weird to say that, we're coming up upon the end of 2024.
I know. It flew by.
I mean, there were times where it did.
There were a few days where it may have dragged on, and it's kind of like, okay, let's move on. But for the most part, it feels like it just started not too long ago. I wouldn't say that it's been as long as it has been.
Yeah, I wouldn't say that, but I feel like time...
It hasn't been... It doesn't feel like it's been 4 months, but it feels like it's been a month and a half since the semester started to me.
That I can agree. I can feel.
But then again, we've also been busy here with the radio, so that's taken a lot of focus.
Time's been bleeding.
It has been.
I don't know.
Yeah. But with that, just since we won't be back, we always know that there are so many different things that will be happening during that month-long break. Of course, Christmas is such a huge event with
the New Year and everything.
Yeah, well, with the birth of Christ, and of course, being here at St. Vincent, the monks and the Archabbey do a wonderful job decorating the basilica and celebrating as a community. We are kind of celebrating as a community, kind of did with Founders Day a little bit. That was more Thanksgiving, but we had Light Up Night, and the band,
fireworks and everything.
The band played some songs there in the lounge and did a phenomenal job with that. Of course, the fireworks show. So we kind of celebrated Thanksgiving and Christmas together. But are there any interesting or special traditions that you and your family do for Christmas, or like your favorite Christmas memories or something, Jake?
Well, that's a loaded question.
It's to actually buy a little bit more time here. I'm kidding. No, we're actually doing good on time here. But no, I'm curious about this.
I mean, we had, speaking of Santa, I'm going to be a little hypocritical, but like we didn't go to like the mall and see Santa. I did that. I think we did that like once in my life.
Right.
But Santa came to our place, and I'm going to ruin the magic for you all, because it wasn't actually Santa. It was my neighbor. Him and his wife would come over dressed as Mr. and Mrs. Claus. And now that I know that now, and some stuff that happened that I'm not going to like go into because it's personal and I don't want to go into another person's business. Right. Those memories are kind of like, as much as I don't like looking back on much of my life as a kid because I cringe at some of it, those moments where I'm like, oh, that was...
Just looking at you, I can tell you had a cringy childhood.
Not a cringy childhood, but like just some stuff that I was like, I could have done that differently.
Yeah. But any other like special traditions that your family does or something for the holidays?
Aside from Elf on the Shelf, that was really about it.
Okay.
Like we weren't like crazy about like Christmas or anything. It was like the standard sort of family.
Yeah. So kind of like the story that you told there. I remember when I was little, my dad's close friend, his father used to actually portray Santa Claus and had like a professional Santa suit and everything.
Wow.
So one year when I was little, the friend of my dad's comes over to the house through our back door, off our back porch into our kitchen, and he's dressed up in the Santa Claus and everything to wish me and my sister a Merry Christmas and everything. I knew it was him because I'm thinking to myself, well, first off, that sounds like Rob. That does not sound like Santa. Second of all, I don't think that Santa Claus is 6'5". If he is, dear God. But so you just see this tall guy, and it's in the
6'5" Santa.
6'5" Santa,
that's the guy who
doesn't have a jolly belly. He's thinner than thin. Well, I shouldn't say like he's super thin, but he's thin. There's no belly, 6'5" or so. And I actually don't know how tall Rob is, my dad's friend, but he's a tall guy.
Yeah.
I know he's at least 6 foot plus, so we'll just say that, but over 6 feet tall, no belly, and I could tell that was his voice right away. So that one I was like, okay, yeah, that's not the real Santa.
Oh, I did knock over a Christmas tree when I was very little.
Really?
Yeah. I climbed under it, because...
Were you trying to be like a cat?
No, I just...
Like, cats are famous for doing that.
I just like, fit my... I always, like to, like, fit myself in the boxes, because, like, I guess I like confined space. I guess you could say I was the opposite of a claustrophobe. Like, I just, like...
Got it.
I just like going in, like, tight spaces, and I tried to get under the tree.
Yeah.
And I completely knocked the whole thing over and, like, shattered. My great aunt, who the house was that at and whose tree it was, they still have some of the broken Christmas ornaments from that day.
Wow.
And that was like that.
So that's just gonna live with you.
Oh yeah.
Your great aunt's still alive.
Oh yeah. That was like,
she's probably gonna will you those broken ornaments.
That was like 17 years ago.
For a second, I thought you were gonna say the year 1817. I was gonna be like, dude, no way.
I'm much older than I look.
Oh yeah. No, for me, I know it's always a nice tradition with my family. So this isn't part of it, but I actually work Christmas Eve for my town's Historic Society and Visitor Center that I've been working for over 10 years. I am always the one that takes the Christmas Eve shift. Immediately, I go home. On Christmas Eve, we don't have the regular Christmas dinner. That's always saved for Christmas Day at my grandparents', or at least it used to be. Instead, my parents and I, we have crab legs on Christmas Eve.
Crab is, dude.
I know, but it's a weird tradition. I know that some people, more people than what you'd think, actually do seafood on Christmas Eve and then have like the ham or turkey or whatever on Christmas Day.
Now that you mention it, I do have crab legs every time I've gone to my grandparents on Christmas Eve because we celebrate with my dad's family on Christmas Eve.
And then your mom's on Christmas Day. Yeah. So
now that you say that, we have had crab legs on Christmas Eve for the past consecutive times I've been alive.
Well, see, it's always a tradition to see who taps out, and my family, we make bets on who's going to tap out on eating the crab legs first or who's going to eat the most. Of course, it's always usually my mom eats the most. I'm not afraid to say that when I was younger, maybe like 8 or 9 years old, she was chowing down using like the breaker things that crack it. Yeah. And she was going crazy, and she cracked like one of the big claw ones, and a huge piece of the shell came over, hit me, and it surprised me, and I fell off of our kitchen table is actually like a bar table with stools.
Are you sitting on a bar stool?
Yeah, well, that's what it is. It's a bar stool. And I literally fell off of it because I got hit in the side of the head with a huge piece of a crab shell.
Powerful, be like, oh.
Yeah. But no, for me, I know it's always nice. We would do that. Before my grandma passed, she would always be there, and she'd be making oyster stew as well, which I could never get behind. And then it was always off to Christmas Mass at my local parish. I always served on the altar for it. In fact, I'll be doing that again for Christmas Eve. And then back to the house, sleep, wake up, Christmas presents. We always do kind of a Christmas brunch with my grandparents. They would come up, and then we all go home, kind of rest and relax for a little bit before heading to my grandparents just down the road around like 4:30 or so to then have dinner and presents with my dad's side of the family.
Mm-hmm.
So that was always kind of a nice little thing. What about New Year's? Do you do anything special for New Year's?
We just go up and just celebrate New Year's. Nothing totally.
Well, you're now 21, so you can now really enjoy New Year's.
I can get plastered, yeah.
We're gonna edit that part out. We do not. We absolutely do not.
We do not advocate. Drink responsibly, please. We do.
Well, and only those who are over 21. We do not support any underage drinking or anything like that. But we want to make that clear. I say that purely as a joke. It's just. But no, it's funny. Yeah. So you'll be able to celebrate.
I'll be able to enjoy myself. Yeah.
Yeah. I know my parents used to throw some New Year's parties. My mom's she used to be a teacher. She's now a school administrator. But she'd always have a bunch of her teacher friends over, and I never got invited to a lot of the parties. So I got stuck at home with my mom and a bunch of these teachers who were my teachers in elementary and middle school. And I had to be playing New Year's Eve games and stuff like that.
Mrs. Johnson.
Actually, yeah, that was one of the Mrs. Johnson and her husband. They were actually two of the ones there.
That was a joke.
Yeah, no, the Johnsons were there. I know, it's because it's such a regular name that you hear of, like a teacher. Yeah,
but I say that in regards to like, oh hey, Mrs. Like you go to school next day, it's like, oh hey, Mrs. Johnson.
Oh, trust me, those New Year's parties, I have stories, and that's why they knew not to mess with.
I got blackmail on you.
A little bit. But yeah, so I always was there for a lot of those. But I really don't do anything special for New Year's anymore. I'm usually just home. I'll be watching TV, which no one really even shows the ball drop anymore. Like a lot of your cable television shows, like Fox, CNN, ABC, CBS. I think that the only one that still shows the ball drop in Times Square is NBC. The rest of them just go.
Sounds right.
Like some of them will show like New Year's in Nashville and stuff like that, or they just will have regular programming. But I don't know. I might go up to a local restaurant and probably have dinner or something. My parents went to a New Year's party last year, so I went up, had some actually boneless wings for New Year's.
It's all connected.
Oh yeah, it absolutely all is. And then I just went home and stayed up till midnight. Now for me, I actually broke open my first ever bottle of champagne at New Year's Eve. I will tell you this, I am not a fan of it. It was an awful bottle, in my opinion. But maybe it's a interesting taste.
An acquired taste.
Yeah, it's an acquired taste. But No, so that's pretty much all. Any other big plans for the winter break?
Rest and relaxation. Probably, hopefully, recharge because we don't have to do anything.
Yeah. I know now. Granted, you still have another year. I know I'm actually going to be spending my break probably a whole lot more in the books, preparing my senior thesis and and then working on my
that'll be
project for
my
working on my project for my independent study with Mr. Saffin on a movie that I'll be coming out with. So
fun.
Yeah.
Well, you told me about the movie, but I'm saying that more in regards to the project.
Yeah, no, it's just going to be a lot of work for me, but gives me something to do. So with that, there's really nothing else, and we're kind of coming down to the end of this episode. So with that, definitely, again, for everyone, don't forget, go out to get your care packages, go to Bingo, go to FOP if you're
I don't think we need to worry about Bingo. I think plenty of people already go to Bingo enough as is.
It's free advertising for APB.
Yeah.
I got to give it to them.
Again, I say that as a joke because it's like we just talked about how popular it is.
Let's see how many. You know what? Let's see how many people we can fill and carry for a bingo. Let's make it so bad that they have to take some of the bingo cards and make copies of them and print them out. I mean, it always starts like a half hour, 40 minutes late because of how many people show up for bingo. Like that tells you something.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And you can't even get. There's like no food left over by the time the first group goes through for the food line because there is just not enough food for everybody that's there.
Yeah.
Go to Bingo, go to get your care packages if you have them. FOP on December 6th if you're interested in that. The Lava Bar on the 8th, and then the Christmas in Cary and the Geneva Games for Men and Women's on December 7th.
Yeah, I was going to say that the basketball games.
Yep.
And
with that, since we won't be going next week, on behalf of
Bearcat Buzz.
Yeah, Bearcat Buzz. Yeah. Of course, like how I came out with the Thanksgiving Day message on behalf of this, I'll do something like that as well. But everybody stay safe. Enjoy finals week. Don't burn yourselves out.
Of course, yeah.
I am not sharing any of my Keurig cups. I already have like a stash of that. Like I have a surplus of those. I'm not sharing because I'm going to need them all.
Are Keurig cups a popular thing among college students here, or is it just like because I never heard of them? Or
I think so.
Okay,
yeah.
That's a personal thing for me. I was just genuinely curious.
Yeah. I won't go into the story here, but let's just say that my freshman year, I created kind of like I call it a zombie drink that included a lot of caffeine between coffee and a few energy drinks to get me through finals week.
Just throw 5-hour energy in there.
I'm surprised my heart didn't implode from it. I won't tell the story. That's for another time. But hopefully everybody can get through finals. Enjoy your last few days here with everyone.
Enjoy your break when that eventually comes.
Yeah.
It'll be a well-deserved rest.
Rest,
for you all.
Relax, enjoy the month off.
Have a Merry Christmas. Fun. Have a Happy New Year. Again, stay safe.
I know there are some people who, like I said, I'm 3 hours away, so I got a nice drive through the snow and ice back home.
The people who have to fly back.
So for those that are driving to a different state or flying or anything, definitely be safe. Hopefully, if you're traveling anywhere over the break, be safe again because traveling around the holidays is always a mess.
Of course. Hope everything goes well, nothing gets delayed, that sort of thing.
And I know that Colt and Andrew will wish this for everybody during next week's episode, during those last few days. But good luck to all of our athletics who will be competing over the holidays. So
my swim team friends, potentially.
Swim team, women's bowling, which will be in Las Vegas from the 20th and 21st. Wrestling, of course, men's and women's basketball, and so on.
Of course, yeah. Good luck to you all. We wish you all the best.
Bring home the gold.
Of course.
All right, so that's really coming down to the end of this episode. Actually, wait, Jake, I just thought about something. We actually will be back next week for a final episode.
That's a quick turnaround.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. No, I just remembered. So there wasn't an actual election this year for the executive officers of the Student Government Association because they were running unopposed. So they do have their gavel ceremony coming up next week, And I know we're still waiting for confirmation on doing the live stream of the gap ceremony. However, we will be back for a special version of Bearcat Buzz, interviewing the new executive president and
yes, I remember.
who is our wonderful Colt Easterling.
Congratulations with him, by the way.
Congrats to Colt as an early one, but we will definitely bring him in here when he is sworn in as the new president. We'll maybe try and see if we can get Jake Devlin, who's the outgoing president, and maybe a few other members of both boards. And depending on how this game goes on December 7th,
December 7th.
December 7th, we might try and get one of the coaches in. I know we might, because I will have to talk with Colt and Andrew about that.
It depends on their schedules and everything.
Colt and Andrew might want to do that for their show, and for Inside the Den.
That's a good point. You could do the players. I guess
no, that's them. But we might do something with that. But definitely, we will focus on meeting with the SGA board members, the new incoming board and the outgoing board.
Yeah, that'll be something.
So that'll be a fun thing. So, and maybe we can do a little bit more Christmassy talk. But with that, this is now officially coming to the end of this episode. So
we won't hold you all any longer.
Yeah. So we will be back. So scratch me saying earlier about that executive decision.
How long ago was that? Like maybe 10, 20 minutes ago?
Yeah, shut up. No, so we will be back next week with that episode interviewing President Easterling. It's weird me saying that, but President Easterling along with President Devlin and a few of the other members of the boards.
Yeah.
So with that, on behalf of our guest host this evening, Jacob Bacasa, Assistant Station Manager here of WSVC Radio, I'm your host, Matt Boyer, and we will see you guys all next week.
Goodbye, everyone.
Hey there, listeners. I'm Matt Boyer, Station Manager of WSVC Radio. If you like what you're listening to, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and hit that bell button to be notified with all of our newest updates. Every day, one of our shows is releasing a new episode. Stick around and stay tuned.